Hey, this is Mr. Morrison, and today we're going to be talking about box and whisker plots, which is really just a graph of middles. And this is what one looks like. You can see the box over here and the whiskers over here. So if given a set of data, if this is a graph of middles, the first thing you really have to do is find the middle. And you can't find the middle until those numbers are ordered. So you're going to take them and put them in order from least to greatest. So 8, 7 comes first, 10, 11, 12, 13, going to run out of room, 14, 15, and 16. So the first thing I'm going to do is order the numbers from least to greatest. And then, this graph of middles, I have to find what the middle actually is. So my next step is going to be to find the middle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the middle of this, if there's 9 numbers, would be 12. So what does the middle do? The middle kind of separates everything into two halves. So 12 is in the middle. You got the lower half and the upper half. Next thing you're going to do is find another middle. So find the middle of the lower half and the middle of the upper half. So the middle of the lower half would be right in here. So 12 is the middle of everything. Between 8 and 10 would be 9. So the middle of the lower half is 9. And the middle would be also over here, which would be 14.5. So we're going to take these three numbers and put them on the number line. And there's also something else you need on the number line, which would be the lowest and highest numbers. So we're also going to take those numbers, 7 and 16. So the lowest number, the highest number go on there. The middle number, then the middle of the lower, and the middle of the higher. So we're just going to go over here and put dots on all those. So one dot was 7. That was our lowest. Then the highest was 16. So we'll go put a dot on 16. Then the middle of everything was 12. So I put a dot on top of the 12. The middle of the lower half was 9. So I put a dot on 9. And the middle of the higher set, the higher half, was 14.5. So I put a dot on 14.5. So no matter how many numbers you have in your set, if you have 5 numbers or a million numbers, you're still only going to have the 5 dots. One representing the lowest number, one representing the highest, one representing the middle, one representing the middle of the lower half, and one representing the middle of the higher half. So then we have to go back and make it look like this, with the box in the middle and the whiskers on the end. So we're just going to make our boxes in the middle and put the whiskers on the end. So now we have our box and whisker plot. It should look just like this. And these things have special names. So the middle of everything is called the second quartile. Middle of the lower is the first, and middle of the higher is the third. And the two outer edges, some people call them different things. They could be lower and upper extremes is one word, but it's really just the lower and the lowest and the highest numbers. So now we made our box and whisker plot. And it's really just graphing what the middle of everything looks like. This is a whole set of data. So the lower extreme and the upper extreme, the difference would be the range. Further apart the range is, the more stretched out the box is. The closer the range is, the closer the box is. And you can see the ranges inside here as well, not between the whole set of data, but between just the middle parts of the data. So looking at this, analyzing this, how many parts are there to the box and whisker? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you want to figure out like what percentage of the data was over 12, you would look at it and say, okay, well there's 4 parts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and how many of those parts are over 12? You have 1 part, 2 parts. So 2/4, or 1/2 of the data, would be over 12. So this is our box and whisker plot. We're going to talk more about it tomorrow, but if you could please answer the following questions I'm going to show on the screen. You might want to pause it so you can read them. I'm going to go through them kind of quick, but make sure to put your answers on the right. Good luck. What does the point labeled C represent on the box and whisker? So you can look back in the video if you want, but what's that C represent? What do the points labeled B and D represent? This is B, this is D, what are they? And some of this vocab is a little bit different, but you'll get the idea hopefully. What do the points A and E represent on the box? This is question number 3. And the last question was, what do the length of the box plot tell you about the set of data? So what does that tell you? And if I went too fast or didn't understand it, there's an interactive lesson right on top of this video. You can click that and go through it, and they go a little slower than I did. So good luck.